Breaking news! Breaking news! According to the MEN, those in the power at United have, in my opinion, picked out the worst possible option of all the options available in this whole Old Trafford redevelopment idea. According to Luckhurst, option 1 is to knock down Old Trafford, rebuild on the same site, but this time rotate the pitch so that the train line behind the south stand does not interfere, or they plan on making incremental changes, starting by knocking down the south stand, as Richard Arnolds believes that Old Trafford is too iconic to be knocked down. Reducing the capacity to only 52,000 for the next 10 years, something that would only be feasible if we had a fan base the size of cities, and to top it off, they plan on adding a third tier to both the Trafford end and the East End, which is something that would only be feasible if individuals wanted to feel like they're watching United all the way from space. You know what? That could actually be a good hospitality idea. They could sell it like, watch United from space, feel like an actual astronaut, dine on an exquisite 3-course meal of freeze-dried food, and enjoy some extra precious legroom, all for the bargain basement price of 300 quid to watch United take on the mighty Burnley. But let's actually get things straight for a minute. I actually agree with Richard Arnolds in that Old Trafford does have the feeling of a proper old school traditional football ground, and this is why I also don't want to see it actually completely gone. If it was up to me, however, I wouldn't touch Old Trafford at all. The capacity would actually remain exactly the same, and only certain minor things would be fixed. But now that stuff is out of the way, let's discuss the proposals that I would put through if people really are desperate for some extra legroom and the cheese room back in the concourses. So, in my opinion, if we actually do want to keep that nostalgic feeling of going to Old Trafford every week, why not just leave the current Old Trafford standing and start building a new stadium a few hundred metres to the left or right, seeing as United already own the majority of the land that surrounds this beautiful stadium. This would actually be the most sensible and feasible idea, as it means we won't have to reduce capacity for somewhere like 10 years, which is completely crazy. And even if it's not on the exact same spot that Old Trafford has been on for the last 100 years, we'd still all get up in the morning knowing that we're going to that same location that we've been going to all our lives. And if Richard Arnold is so super keen on keeping that super traditional feeling of a good old football stadium, why not just take the architecture ideas that we had for the original Old Trafford and apply them to this new build a few hundred metres away? So to conclude the video, don't revamp the current Old Trafford if you're going to do it in such a drastic way, and even worse, don't knock down the whole stadium and rebuild on the same site, as once again we would face the massive issue of having to play with a massively reduced capacity once again. We don't have the luxury that Tottenham had, as the fact that they were in London meant that they could temporarily move to Wembley, which, as we all know, was larger than White Hart Lane in the first place. Where could we play temporarily at the less than 60,000 capacity Etihad?